Hello and welcome back to the show. Now, this is a extra one, if you like, a bit of a bonus for you, because you will remember that last year James Bond made a return to the big screen with No Time to Die. And very recently, the stunt team picked up an award. It was a Screen Actors Guild Award for Stunt Ensemble, and they were awarded for the extraordinary action and stunt work that took place. Now, there's been a few interviews with some of the individuals concerned. I've done a couple myself, and there have been few and far between. I know that Mr. Zaritsky from the Bond Experience has been out with some of the stunt drivers, as has Mark O'Connell, and been out and explored the world of the stunt driver with Mark Higgins and Paul Edmondson for a special day. Well, I didn't get that option. However, I do get the option of working in conjunction with This Morning, the lovely people at This Morning, who have allowed me to use the following interview for purposes of publicity. And it's an interview with Jessica Hawkins, who of course was one of the main lead drivers on the movie, and not only was she a passenger as a double in the Aston for some of that extraordinary chase sequence in the pre-title, but she was also responsible for driving some of the Land Rovers in that chase in the middle of it. And of course, why? Well, she's a British racing driver and is currently competing in the W Series, but she's also very familiar and knows her way around British touring car championships as well. So you are going to see an interview with her. It's a nice little chat, and it maybe gives you an option to gives you a possibility to be able to find out more about her. And so when you see her name next time, you'll recognise her and know exactly what she's doing. And well, looks like I'll have to hand you over to Phil and Holly.
Now, what would a James Bond film be without vodka martini, lots of gadgets, and most importantly, some high-speed car chases? Well, it looks like the latest movie in the franchise, No Time to Die, won't leave us disappointed.
I am so excited. We're
so cool.
Surrounded by Bonds and joined now by stuntwoman Jessica Hawkins, who actually performs some of those stunts, as well as, obviously, we've got our guys here watching in the background. So we feel very, very safe. Funnily enough, though, it all started for you during a game of golf.
Yeah, so I was really, really sporty as a child. My parents separated from since I can remember, so I used to go and spend every other weekend with my father. We were playing golf this particular day, and in the distance was a little go-kart track, and I didn't really know what it was. My dad was reluctant to take me over there, but we went over there, and lucky enough for him, I was too small. The height restriction was quite a lot towered above me. We went back 6 months later. I hadn't grown much, but the height restriction had come down. To his despair, actually.
Yeah.
And I don't think either of us saw it becoming a career for me, and here I am 18, 19 years later.
But part of his reservation was because, from his own experience, actually, that he knew that, you know, you may have the talent and ability, but if you haven't got the funds, sometimes that's what cuts your career short.
Yeah, so I didn't know it at the time. He actually, I think he was mid-20s. He had a couple of years racing, and he had to stop because he just couldn't get the funding to continue. And it's no secret that motorsport is extremely expensive. But yeah, he didn't expect me to be where I am, neither did I, and it went from a hobby to a career.
Yeah, and a very successful career. I mean, you are very good at it. But it's a jump from, well, I mean, not a massive jump, but certainly a career jump from being when you're in the W League, and we'll talk about that in a moment, but from doing that to then turning it into a stunt career. Because the one thing you don't want to be doing when you're driving at great speed is crashing into them. But this is you know, absolutely what you've got to do.
Yeah, so I've had such a strange career route, and it was only because I had run out of funding to go racing that I kind of fell into the stunt world. And it was a friend of mine tagged me in a Facebook post that originally got me my first job. Obviously, I had an audition, but And it was ever since that kind of then led to meeting a few people who then introduced me to the Bond stunt coordinator, Lee Morrison, and that's how I got the Bond job. And then it's all kind of snowballed from there. So whilst the stunt driving was never my original plan, it turned into a career that I love so much. But yeah, I'm back racing again now.
So you're able to do both things alongside one another, which is fantastic. But being involved in Bond, I mean, it was your first movie, so this is huge to step onto a Bond set. How do those days work? Because filming's expensive. I imagine you don't get to do hundreds and hundreds of takes. You haven't got hundreds and hundreds of cars to destroy. So how does it work? Do you have to rehearse before? How does it all work?
Yeah, so we rehearse. We did a lot of rehearsing in the UK. So we kind of set up the scene as it would be on location to minimise the time that we have on location, because it's still they're used as places.
Yeah.
So we set them out and we do a lot of rehearsing there, and there's a lot of planning involved. And whilst we're pushing the cars to their extreme, it's a big scene and it's a big movie. Being a Bond movie, everybody expects bigger, better stunts than the movie before. So we have to deliver.
Well, you've done a lot of stuff on this movie which you can't talk about. But the one that you can talk about is the Defender scene. Yes. And they're the new Defender just off the production line, and that's the great thing about the Bond films is always the best cars. But so explain what you had to do here.
Yeah, as you said, you have to use the best cars, and being a Bond movie, it has to. So here you can see. So I was the middle car in the big 3 jump. I remember the first time that I actually was heading towards the ramp, and it was only then where I kind of realised, oh my God, what am I doing?
Because you just see sky for a bit.
Yep. So,
and you've got to land.
I know, yeah. All I could see was an extremely, extremely grey-looking sky. Couldn't see any floor, and I was anticipating an incredibly painful, heavy hit, and testament to the cars and all of the planning around me. Not one of them hurt. We did it kind of 8 times. 85 feet we flew, and we were 12 foot in the air. So yeah, big.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
but also, like you say, you put the cars through their paces, and they are incredible machines. But there must come that time when the cars get destroyed. That's the nature of the job, and that must be quite tough to see these beautiful cars kind of written off. And...
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't want them second-hand, that's for sure, would
you?
No,
you wouldn't.
You would, though, because it's a Bond car.
True, you would. What am I saying?
So once you've done that, and this is a massive movie, we've waited such a long time for it. Are you straight on to the next movie?
Yeah, I mean, it very much depends. Obviously, we've had the pandemic, and it's been kind of slow for me, to be honest, over the last while. But it's definitely starting to pick back up now. I did a couple of movies after Bond, and hopefully starting a new one in the new year. But at the moment, the W series is keeping me very busy. So
tell us about that, because this is really what you needed at the start of your racing career, wasn't it? Because what they do is that they kind of take the problem of funding away.
Yeah, so genuinely, I would not be racing without W series. It's the first all-female single-seater racing series, and we follow Formula One. That then obviously led to my partnership with Aston Martin Cognizant Formula One team. So, so many doors have been open for me, and genuinely, I wouldn't be racing without them.
I'm a massive F1 fan, and it's great to see, as you say, that there is a partnership now with W Series and with F1. And so you're following the calendar.
Yeah, so W Series first started in 2019. That was its original its debut year as such, and we were racing on the DTM package, which is a big European series, and it did such a good job that there was only one place for W Series to go, and that's at the pinnacle of motorsport. And we're racing alongside, the day before the Formula One race, and it's crazy. Yeah. I can't believe it. I still can't believe it's happened.
What do your folks think then? Because obviously the stunts, that's an entirely different thing.
Yeah.
The racing, you've got to be superhuman to do that as well. What do they worry most about?
My parents. Oh God, anything. As soon as I step out the door,
do they?
I try to downplay, especially with the stunts. I try to downplay what it is that I'm doing and it's not until they see it or it comes out that they ring me and they're like, oh,
what did you do that for?
Is that you? Oh God.
I try and downplay it so they don't worry too much.
And what about the racing?
Done.
They can't actually watch my racing.
They can't?
They don't, no, they don't. I think my mum will flip back and forwards to live timing, but I don't think either of them are able to watch it live.
Yeah.
Now is the time, I would have thought, now is the time for young girls, for women, to look at it and think, this is now possible now. There are no boundaries here.
Yeah.
Get in, it's a great career.
Definitely, and I think it's becoming more and more accepted, you know, females within the sport. And I can remember when I first started, maybe 2 other females racing, and there are so many more now, and not just drivers, you know, mechanics, engineers, strategists, there's so many, and it's amazing to see, and I really do think that W Series have been the driving force
Well done.
against that, so...
So nice to meet you. We all can't
Thank
wait to
you.
watch the movie. We'll
Thank you
be
so
looking
much.
for the car in the middle in the Defender 3-car jump. We'll be like,
Yeah.
there she is. There she is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.